Hey, what's up everybody? You're watching Tech.net, and in this video, let's take a look at what is absolute and relative cell references in Excel. Cell references in Excel can be of two types, relative and absolute. Both absolute and relative cell references behave differently when copied to another cell. Let's see how they can help perform our day-to-day tasks and make our lives better. Excel defaults to relative cell reference, and it is one of the most common type of cell reference used in Excel. Let's take an example of the invoice of Pioneer Stationeries to understand the concept better. I would like to see the total of each line item of the invoice. To do that, I'll need to multiply the values in these two cells. I'll start by entering the formula here in cell D4 by entering an equal sign first and then the formula as B4 multiplied by C4 and then press enter key in the keyboard. Now, I will use the fill handle to copy the formula for all the cells below. We can double click on each cell and see that the cell references has been changed automatically to the relevant cells. For example, we have B5 multiplied by C5, B6 multiplied by C6, B7 multiplied by C7 and so on. That is because these cells have relative cell references. Excel defaults to relative cell reference when the formula is copied to another cell. In simple terms, Excel looks at the original location of the cell and treats the formula as the value in the third cell to the left is multiplied with the value in the second cell to the left. Now, let's take an example of the case where there is a need to add tax of 5% to the invoice. First, let me find out the tax per line by multiplying B4 with C4 and then again multiplying with E2, which is the tax percentage that is common throughout the invoice. Now I will use the fill handle to copy the formula for all the cells below. We can double click on each cell and see that the cell references have been changed automatically to the next cells in the sequence. But this is not what we wanted, right? We wanted cell E2 to be freezed for all of the entries. The same can be done by adding a dollar sign for all the cell reference in the formula. Adding a dollar sign to the cell reference in the formula will make the cell an absolute reference since the reference cell will freeze and will not change when the formula is copied to other cells. You can also use the shortcut F4 key to add the dollar sign on the cell reference whenever you are typing the formula. Adding dollar sign before E and before 2 will freeze both column E and row 2. Adding dollar before 2 alone will freeze only the row 2. And adding dollar sign before E alone will freeze only the column E. Since now we have understood what is absolute reference, let's go back to our example and see how we can fix the calculation. I will now multiply B4 with C4 and then multiply again with E2. But this time I will add a dollar sign at both column level as well as row level of the cell E2 to make E2 an absolute reference. Now let's see what happens if we copy the formula to all the cells below. The calculations will be fixed and we will be left with the correct tax values. Gaining a good grip on relative and absolute references will help you do better calculations in Excel and master Excel calculations. With this, you are now aware of how to use relative and absolute cell references in Excel effectively. I hope this video was helpful to you. Thanks for watching the video. Do like and share the video if you like the content. Also, subscribe to our channel for more such tutorials, tips and tricks.